Candace Cameon Bure has said plenty of controversial things throughout her career, but these fashion choices made for a whole new kind of inappropriate statement. While Candace Cameon Bure's faith does influence her fashion choices, she doesn't follow a strict dress code. For example, low necklines and shorts are very much a part of her wardrobe. She also doesn't have any hard and fast rules about what she wears. Instead, she goes with her gut and occasionally seeks a little advice. As she told Rue Mag in 2012, "If I'm in doubt, I ask my husband, a friend, or my kids what they think. My boys, surprisingly, will always tell me if they think something is too revealing. I love that." Bure also receives unsolicited style opinions on social media. When she wore 2 different tiger prints to the Teen Choice Awards in 2019, some of her critics got really catty on Facebook. Bure wore a tied-up top, high-waisted shorts, and strappy-heeled sandals that accentuated her toned legs. Just a hint of her stomach was visible, but she wore her top unbuttoned to display a fair amount of her chest. As one critic wrote, "An open shirt that shows your boobs is not Christian dress." Another person observed that a single button was doing a dangerous amount of work, writing, "I hope the button stays on her top." Bure also looked like she was trying hard to fit in with the event's younger attendees. If the blue carpet were an episode of Full House, Deej would learn a valuable lesson about always being true to herself. When Bure left the Hallmark Channel, she ignited a red-hot media firestorm when she told the Wall Street Journal her decision to move over to the Great American Family Network was due to their focus on, quote, traditional marriage.
It's always been the most important thing personally to me, my faith in Jesus.
In conservative speak, this means that she wasn't a fan of Hallmark becoming more inclusive by featuring stories centered on LGBTQ+ couples. However, one unspoken traditional marriage practice that Bure has chosen to ignore is the unwritten rule of steering clear of attire that might distract from the bride's dress as a wedding guest. In 2021, Bure posted an Instagram photo of her and her daughter pushing the boundaries of acceptable wedding fashion in vibrant scarlet gowns. As one fan reacted on Instagram, "Wearing red to a wedding upstages the bride and puts all the attention on you. Granted, you look fabulous, but it's the bride's day." Another commenter observed, "Narcissism is found in Christians too." Evidently, the criticism didn't bother Bure. In 2024, she committed an arguably more egregious etiquette breach when she wore a gold dress to her son Lev Bure's wedding. Some of Candace's followers couldn't believe that she had risked outshining her new daughter-in-law by wearing something so shiny. One person chided, "The gold dress is simply not appropriate attire for mother of the bride." In 2016, Bure dressed up in a Tinkerbell costume for a special Halloween episode of The View. She did a spot-on impression of Peter Pan's pixie pal, but some of her fans weren't feeling the Disney magic because of Halloween's roots in paganism and its association with witchcraft. In a Christian Post op-ed, one writer shared their stance on the spooky holiday, writing, "A Christian celebrating Halloween would be like a Satan worshiper putting up a nativity scene at Christmas while singing, 'Happy Birthday, Jesus.'" Of course, not all Christians are opposed to celebrating the holiday. After Bure made it clear that she was among that contingent, her Facebook followers were more than happy to judge her. As one wrote, "Not trying to be judgmental, and I bet you got this a lot, but a Christian should not partake in celebration of Halloween." Another critic agreed, commenting, "It blows me away how many Christians celebrate a day that is clearly of Satan. I don't care how you justify it. Christians should have no part of it." Others raised a stink about the design of Bure's sparkly Tink costume, which featured a sweetheart neckline and short, layered skirt. One person hearkened back to Bure's remarks about dressing modestly on Dancing with the Stars. Their comment read, "Confused. You refuse to wear any skimpy costumes in Dancing with the Stars, yet you're posing in this skimpy costume." Bure shared an Instagram video of herself and her personal trainer doing push-ups while stacked on top of each other, head to ankle. However, some of Bure's fans took issue with the fact the two women were dressed in two-piece swimsuits for the lakeside workout. During the same workout sesh, the pair tested the integrity of their skimpy tops by doing headstands in them. As one Instagram user took note, "Your nakedness is not for your husband?" According to the Bible, Bure has addressed this biblical principle in the past. Speaking with 2Fab about why she didn't want to wear revealing outfits on Dancing with the Stars, she said, "I want to reserve certain things for my husband." She also told Rumag that she values the opinion of her partner when it comes to how much skin she shows in public, saying, "My husband too has a strong opinion about my clothing and will tell me if something is too much on the eyes from a man's perspective." In 2016, Bure's Instagram followers applauded her for wearing a shirt over her bikini in a group shot with some friends who did not have their swimsuits covered up. Perhaps her views on showing off her swimwear on social media evolved because she landed a partnership deal with Albion Fit. Since then, she's started promoting the brand's bikinis on Instagram. If Bure were still starring in Hallmark's Aurora Teagarden Mysteries series, perhaps she could use her sleuthing skills to solve the mystery of what happened to the rest of her 2024 Unsung Hero premiere dress. The top half of her stiff white dress was constructed from what appeared to be thick jacquard fabric. Boning gave the garment some structure, but the dress looked far too big for its petite wearer. Mid-thigh, the skirt had an identity crisis and decided that it wanted to be a nightgown, becoming sheer before exploding into a thicket of floral lace that resembled an angel Christmas tree topper. Bure's style is so admired by her faithful fans that she penned a book titled Staying Stylish, Cultivating a Confident Look, Style, and Attitude. So it's odd that she made such a huge fashion misstep. At least some of her fans tried to heed Uncle Jesse's advice when they weighed in on the indecisive dress.
Have mercy.
As one Instagrammer wrote, "I love everything about you but not the bottom of your dress. I'm sorry." Another admirer gushed, "Not sure I understand the outfit choice, but if you're happy, I'm happy for you." So while her look wasn't heaven sent, it's nice that there are some angels among her sometimes overly judgmental fans.